Sanibona nonke. Naze nabahle nonke nafana nami. Is there anyone here who does not understand isiZulu? Please, I would like to accommodate everyone. Ngizokhuluma ngesilungu, but from time to time, ilanguage ibalulekile ngifuna ukukhuluma nabantu bakithi kwaZulu ngesiZulu. Ngicela ukunibingelela nonke ke manje ngesiZulu. Sanibona. Ngiyalibonga kakhulu lelithuba eninginike lona ukuthi ngibe lana. Iqiniso lihle bengihambela mina ngiyobona ubaba enkandla. Yebo, ngivela khona. Angifihli lonto. Ngize lana ukuzobona ubaba enkandla ngoba iMK ingekho eParliament. Ngamtshela ngathi baba asiye eParliament. So ngimbonile bengize kuyena, and I'm happy to say ngolwesibili next week all of 58 of us are going to be sworn in, and I will lead the opposition. I regard my task, angikhuluma ngesiZulu, ukuhlanganisa abantu abamnyama. Nanko wami umsebenzi eParliament. O Malema, no PAC, no bani, baba beseqalile ukukhuluma nabo. Nami sengivela kulo mhlangano. Sifuna ukuhlanganisa abantu abamnyama next week. Phela. Ake ngibuyele kulento engiyizeleke la ekhaya. Bengihambela nangu Mesisi Mchunu, unkosikazi womfowethu, wathi Hlophe ngizwa kuthuza ngapha. Sicela ukuzokhuluma la ngathi mina angisajwayele ukukhuluma ngoba phela thina sinyama nembana asilalelwa. When I say Mesisi Mchunu ngikhuluma nganangu sisi lapha Mesisi Mchunu niyamazi. Unkosikazi womfowethu lo uMandla kaYise nami ngumandla kaYise. uMandla kaYise Mchunu professor. We have known each other for more than 40 years. Dala sazana. Akakazi athi fuseke mina namangaze ngithi fuseke kuyena. Umfowethu lona, yeah. All right, let me get to the point. If anyone engibuza ukuthi ngizokhuluma ngithini namhlanje, into engizoyisho is this. A legal profession, somehow I feel we cross roads. If I were to give a title or a topic to this paper, I would probably say Quo Vadis, the legal profession. Naskhumbula Latin. Quo Vadis. Which way now? We cross roads. Are you turning left? Are you turning right? Are you going forward, or are you making a U-turn? That's where the legal profession is now. I don't want to be too philosophical, but until we explain a lento engishoyo kunina. Law will always operate in the context of politics. Politics define the law. Politics define the legal space within which lawyers are to operate. Let me explain this. Before the new dispensation, apartheid was alive, right? The laws and the mindset of the judges at that time was apartheid, apartheid, apartheid. Let us enforce it. Let us make it work. That is exactly what they did. When apartheid was abolished, I'm not sure whether it has been abolished. I can talk now as a politician. When apartheid was abolished, a cosmetic change. Emphasis, lawyers had to find a new space within that politics, within which to operate. For example, we all know there was no constitutional litigation before 1994. Constitutionalism brought with it constitutional litigation. A lot of lawyers prior to 1994, those who were liberal, so to say, or those who were progressive, were in the field of labor law. Kunjalo macingwana. Sasicula nje i-labor law, conferences with labor law, because the labor law at that time was the only branch of the law through which activism could be shown. You remember in terms of the security legislation, it was an offense to hold open gatherings, except in the context of labor law. There again, you had to get a consent, dear magistrate. So what I'm saying to you now, given the political reality in the country, we have reached a stage where, in my view, we are at the crossroads. If I were practicing law, I would ask myself what it is that I need to do to align my practice with what is going on around me. There is always a challenge for lawyers. And I ask myself, how many of us ask ourselves that question? Right. Now, once you find that political space, once you find your space, nina manje njengabameli, lines of practice akhona in the context of that politics, your next challenge is it is to survive. It is to stay afloat and hope for the best. And I hope nothing is going to change now. That's just the reality of being in the legal profession. Maybe these are things you don't see. You take them for granted until we highlight them for you. This is where you are. Nansi challenge ozobanayo. Right. Now, sometimes we as lawyers and as judges, asiyiboni lento engishoyo, izovela as time goes on. The other challenge which nina abameli eninayo, when I say abameli, I'm not talking about just attorneys, I'm talking about people who are legally qualified. That includes academics, anyone with a law degree. The other challenge which you have is this, and I don't think you are even aware of it. The legal system that is applicable was imposed upon us, period. I don't care what your political views are, ngikhuluma iqiniso elimsulwa. Before we were colonized, there were various African nationalities of African descent in this part of the world, which is known as South Africa. We lived independently of each other. We intermarried, right? We lived in harmony. AmaXhosa namaZulu ayeshadisana. That's why ukhona amabhaca in places like Mount Frere, Mount Elif. Because amaXhosa namaZulu ayehlangene. AmaZulu nabeSuthu nani. Yet today we are made to believe ngeke sihlale sonke simnyama. Now, as a result of conquest and colonization, kwafika umlungu wazofaka eyakhe iculture, wazofaka illegal system yakhe. I call it illegal shit system mina. Wazoyifaka zashintsha izinto. The result is that umthetho osenkantolo, which we have mastered, by the way, abelungu don't believe it. Umthetho lona which we have mastered, ngaphezu kwabo, it was imposed upon us, it was forced down our throats. Alas, we have mastered it even better than them. Now, we need one day to Africanize the law. Africanizing the law means different things to different people. I will tell you what I mean. Africanizing the law means the law must be, after all, law is about regulating human behavior. In simple English, nanku umsebenzi womthetho. Uthi musuma la, musuwenza lento. It's about regulating human behavior, right? Now, what is needed when I say the law must be Africanized? The law must be a reflection of the aspirations, the beliefs, the value systems of the majority of the country. Umauya England, there are other nationalities. Bakhona ngisho abantu abakhuluma isiZulu eEngland ngihlalile khona. Macingwana sasinawe lapha sihlala belungu bedelela. Bakhona nabakhuluma isiZulu kodwa iculture esebenzayo yamangisi. Mauye Japan, I have no doubt they will find maybe Germans or a couple of Europeans, but the culture that works is that of the Japanese. Now, if you look at the culture yethu, There are instances where the culture yabantu abamnyama neyabelungu ingafani. A very good example is the land issue. In Africa, land could never be the subject of private ownership. Umhlaba wakuba umhlaba wenkosi. Abantu bahlale uhlaliswe inkosi. As long as you pay your allegiance to the king, as long as uyiphethe kahle ungathakathi. Ushaka ungayifuni lonto, ungathakathi, ungadlali ngabafazi babantu uyiphathe kahle. Ungantshontshi. Ngaba yikho lezi seyinkulu kangaka siyibona ama politicians nje kushaka. Ningantshontshi wengayifuni lonto ushaka. As long as you paid allegiance and wahlala kulo ndawo wa respect. Now the advantages, a lot of people when you say Africanize the law, basibuka bathi oh shouldn't ngithatha abafazi abayi6 njengo Zuma, right? Nifunani nifuna ukushaya abantu ngeinduku because African law has never been allowed to develop and take its rightful place. Mina into engiyifuna kwi-African law, it is one thing ebalulekile, umhlaba owethu, and that is consistent with the principles of African law. That's where we are coming from. Omunye umfowethu ke wathi besixoxa earlier wathi a lot of people, for instance, hayibo uphi bekuwena Samuel Thumbeza kuwena othe uvela komhlaba uyalingana. Somebody yebo mfowethu, somebody or a psychologist, someone said earlier on, a lot of people abadala komhlaba uyalingana naphi, when something has happened abathanda ukuya enkantolo, but soluza lapha enkantolo. This is exactly what I'm saying. Law is foreign, kukhona ibhunu lapha elipreside aliyazi nokuyazi culture yakho. For example, singabantu abamnyama, umuntu wesifazane kwi-culture yethu, awuyibheki indoda ebusweni uthi uthini? Ayenziwa lonto. Ayenziwa lonto. Sine culture yethu, right? Ngisisedelela kanjani uthi ngiyezwa ba? Uzwile mase simchunu? Uzwile na? Uzwile na? And mase simchunu ayikho indoda edelelayo, ubaba. But ilento umlungu because akayazi culture yakhe and akafuni ukuyazi uzokwenza ama-adverse credibility findings that you were evasive, ulokhu ubheke ecaleni, there was no eye contact, akushaya ngejudgment. Umhlaba wethu lona, why are we allowing this to happen? It sounds radical, but it is the only solution which at the end of the day, umuntu omnyama who belongs here, who has nowhere else to go, it is the only solution as ezokwenza umuntu omnyama ahlale and we can live once more in harmony as amaXhosa, as amaZulu, as amaPedi, and as the people of Africa. It's the only way esizokwazi ukuthi sihlale sihloniphana. Unless and until that happens, so lokho siqhubeka nje sibe ama-victims of foreign legal systems. The other point I want to make is this. Bekunama-point abengiwabhalile phansi, but I get carried away mina mangikhuluma. Yes. I am also very happy, I should have started there, that Alpa, you have retained the name African. For some strange reasons, in South Africa, abantu abamnyama, we seem to be happy to be called black. Na ibona lesicathulo ngesigqokile simnyama. Lo buso abumnyama. I don't know what excites us. Why don't we want to identify with our land? EJapan kuthiwa abantu abahlala khona are Japanese. Right? The land is Japan. China, they are called Chinese. The land is China. England, they are called English. The land is England. By the way, England, this is one thing Noizo must say Parliament one day. England, the land belongs to the Queen. Yet masisiza nalonto la eSouth Africa kuthiwa sizodlala bona. The land England belongs to the Queen. Everybody else has a 99-year lease. London is one of the most expensive areas when we talk about property. So this argument enizwa ngalesalukazi esimhlophe lapha esingabizwa ngegama ukuthi mangabe si-Africanizer ilaw, mangabe sithatha umhlaba wethu owantshontshwayo ngenkani kuthina mase siwuthatha back irandi lizowa. Ipound yini ngawe England? Pound is the strongest currency in the world. It's even stronger than the dollar, and that has been so for many years because ba strong ngemali abayintshontsha lapha in Africa. Igolide nani. They will be very strong. That's why even their royal family is the wealthiest in the world. So these are some of the things of we must open up to a reality, right? Property in England, it belongs to the Queen. There is nothing wrong with that. But African land, which was taken at gunpoint, will never go back to the rightful owners because the property is going to go down. Go and tell that to the birds, not to go shopping. Point, how much time do I have? Whoa. I will tell you, I like to raise points, throw them, and I hope we'll have maybe even 15 minutes time just for questions. You can throw questions. Ngiyakhumbula ngisafundisa. Mindlozi kwakubunandi ukufundisa. Ungene eclassini uthi 1 or 2. Abantu abahlakaniphile babuza umbuzo. It was fantastic. Ebese uyaqhubeka lapho. I miss that bantabami. Somebody said one day, I think earlier, I picked this from the earlier conversation. Sometimes opportunities are not there. Ngicela ukunikhumbuza one thing. Sometimes people talk with reference to triple S. S wokuqala, S wesibili, no S wesithathu. S wokuqala, search. Hamba, uyifune opportunity. You search, uyifune. Owesibili, you must see it. Mawusuyibonile, you must see the opportunity. Ake ngidigress kancane. Okwesithathu, sorry, before ngidigress. Okwesithathu is search, see, and seize. Abanye abantu uthi opportunity ikhona angayiboni nokuyibona. Ngikhumbula sebancane kwakhona abantu ababayizishimana ushele intombi esikuvumile kodwa sashela ubone ukuthi sivumile. Usaqhubeka. Lo udlala ngephepha kubona ukuthi hayi inyoni le. Ivele ibona insontela le ndaba. Ibona ingane yabantu insontela le. Lo muntu umdala ngemtshele ukuqondile kodwa usaqhubeka. So these are some of the things we have to do. And perhaps I should also stress that it is absolutely vital in my view that we work together. And this has been the theme. That is the theme. And that is the message I would like to spread. If we are together in terms of discipline, in terms of creating opportunities, in terms of sharing opportunities, in terms of sharing experiences, in terms of sharing everything, we are going to make a huge difference. I can't guarantee many things. I said to my brother, Professor, the best thing that my brother and I can do for you as relatively younger people is to try and open the doors for you from time to time, be it in the business, when we get that opportunity, be it in politics, right? I mean, there is so much constitutional litigation in politics, right? Someone earlier on, I'm telling you something I shouldn't be telling you, someone earlier on phoned me, remember there is this GNU, G-N-U, I call it a GNU. By the way, niyazi ukuthi yini GNU? Isilwane inqama lento neyimpondo ngaphambili iganu igama layo GNU, check your dictionary. Ilwane lezi iganu. Iganu isilwane inqama. Take your 5 rand coin, ile silwane soku 5 rand, iganu le. Ibonake. They have chosen that name, iganu, GNU. Someone said to me earlier on, one of the things they are considering, someone who wrote to the speaker and they wanted my views. Someone said they are considering, remember amabhunu, angikhuluma ngesizulu, amabhunu avele athi kukhongolose ayilula lento ababambe ngalezi zinto ngamalengiso. Abambe ngamalengiso asitole kusizulu. Abathe ngcinga abalengiso. Ababhunu abambe lezi zakithi ngamalengiso. Zathunyelwa lezi zakithi kakhongolose. Abamba ngamalengiso ni. Athi amabhunu sizongena la kodwa ke sikhulume ngalento ngeOrania. Hawu. Abelungu bafika namhlaba lana. And then sebebeka as a precondition yokuya etafuleni babe izilwana amaganusi. Ukuthi cha akukhulunywa akurecognize lento yabo. Oh umhlola lona. And what I find alarming, if I were the president of a ruling party, I would have gone there to go and canvass for the election. I would have done that symbolically. Ngihambe namasosha ngifengene lapho bengeke bamenze lutho. Yabo. So bakwethu, all I'm trying to say to you, kuningi umuntu angakhuluma lana for the whole day. But there are basic things okufuneka sizenze singabantu abamnyama and professionals. Eyokuqala idiscipline. Idiscipline ibalulekile. Mawenza law, if you are a lawyer and you want to survive, is discipline at all times. This is not a profession okala khona ukusebenza ngo9 bese uthi ngo4 sengiqedile sengiyagoduka. Angisebenzi mina ngeweekend cha. You work every day. That's number 1. It's very important, discipline. Number 2, honesty. Honesty. Ibalulekile lonto. And in tesithathu ayipheli grade kuthina abantu abamnyama. Mawutholi opportunity, yazi ukuthi le opportunity oyitholile wena nomunye uyayinida. So okuncane okutholayo sebenza nosisi wakho, sebenza nobhuti wakho. Owesine ngiyanicela abantu bakithi. Bameli, I'm referring to attorneys. Brief your fellow African brothers and sisters. Now, often the excuse given by attorneys, nami ngiyazi mfana wami uyi-attorney usebenza kwifirm yabelungu, uBowman sethe eGoli. Mjabules. Often the excuse bazothi, hey manje baba, time lana kunepolice lana ukuthi sifuna siprefer osibanibani. Fine, uncenga umsebenzi mntanami kulungile sebenza. But where you can, for example, nibaningi lana abanamafirm abo bodwa. Prefana abantu abamnyama o council, prefana abantu besifazane, prefana abanye. Nani ke bo council. Ungathi mawusuthole ibrief ebese ufika udligwebu nje enkantolo. Yes, somebody no sebenza. Iphi integrity. Where is hard work? You must end that brief. Don't take it for granted ukuthi hayi ngiyimember ye-ALPA mina. Ngizowuthola umsebenzi through my association, right? I know the presiding office. Mawubona usisi lapha enkantolo preside silokhu ucifiso lana. And hoping to get a judgment. Ayenziwa lonto. Ayenziwa lonto ungayijwayeli kabe presiding officer. And most importantly, bantu bakamazulu akithi ngiyanicela simasihle phandle niyabona nani akusetshenzwe sibuyise sithi nje siqinisekise sithi make sure ukuthi kuyasetshenzwa la kwaZulu. Abantu bakaZulu bane history enhle. Umlungu ufike la eSouth Africa ngo-1652. Ilembe uShaka, inkosi uShaka, mangikhumbula kahle ukhothame ngo-1829. kushukuthi for a period of about 177 years umlungu engadlaleli la kwaZulu. INatal is incorporated. It was incorporated into, uKwaZulu Xolo was incorporated into what is Natal in 1879. Niyabona ukuthi salwa la kwaZulu to preserve the kingdom, to preserve umhlaba wethu lana. Lo mhlaba is namanje uphethwe iNgonyama Trust. And iNgonyama Trust is unique because contrary to other areas, abantu abahleli kulowo mhlaba are practicing subsistence farming. This is what I've been saying all along, right? Not all of us can be commercial farmers, but abanye abantu abaningi bazofama to be able to eat and carry on, right? So la kwaZulu angifuna ukukhuluma into eziningi. Ngifuna nje ukuthi ngiyanicela abantu bakithi nibumbane, singafaki ipolitics phambili. Whether we MK, noma uyinkatha, noma ukhongolose, noma uyini, into ebalulekile, into esihlanganisayo la kwaZulu, ukuba amaZulu, and I include everybody all within the kingdom. Nomuntu oXhosa speaking, mawula nje kwaZulu, umZulu mawula kwe-kingdom. Asebenzeni sakhe le province. Niyayibona lezi zinto ezenzekayo nale mshadwana le. Ukuthi kudlalwa ngesikhathi lizovela iqiniso. Sithi mase sifika isikhathi sibe sesiready ukusebenza. Kwi-profession qinani niba amameli. And finally ngiyamcela abameli ngengayisho lento informally nasebusuku. Mawumeli try wenze umsebenzi omningi ube broad minded, right? Don't just focus with constitutional litigation. Advocate Lushaba. It's good that you are doing it, but you need to broaden, right? I highly recommend Nina Nonke get involved in a criminal trial. Ila ufunda khona the art of litigation, cross-examination, re-examination. Then you will not be making stupid mistakes. My best cross-examiner umuntu othatha iland i-witness. Yeah, my favorite cross-examiner umuntu ofika athatha i-witness yakhe ayibeke la. Fungwe, full names Mandla kayise John Hlophe. Nami ngumandla kayise njalo. That's one thing we share nomfowethu Professor. Your full names Mandla kayise John Hlophe. Do you swear that the evidence will keep blah blah blah? Yes, I do. And then umuntu ozo cross-examiner lona. Please tell your court, the court, your full names. Mandla kayise Hlophe. Are you sure? That's cross-examination. I have experienced that in my court. Umuntu omnyama bakithi. Right? Omunye wathi kwakubuhlungu, ngambiza nje kahle ngamhlalisa. Mhlalisa kahle wayeqashwe yi-state, right? Omunye wathi kwakubuhlungu yazi, so painful. Omunye ubiza i-witness yakhe. This is now examination in chief. Hlala la i-witness after sifungiwe. Sethi, oh, so we are here now. Uyabona ucabanga ngesizulu. Oh, usufikile manje. Usufikile manje. So we are here now. I mean, ubana zolalela lo nonsense enkantolo man. So we are here now. How are you today? So we are here now. Ningadli igwebu ma-Afrika. Ngaphiphi igwebu enkantolo. Go straight to the issues. And finally, umkhono nami nabanye abafowethu ngizozama nokuthola abanye la senior counsel noma Donsela ukhona la bengithindile. I'm sure he's part of this group. From time to time we will share expertise here too, and we'll do that. Siyacela ke maZulu akithi noma uthu ukhuluma isiXhosa singamaZulu sonke la. Ngicela ke maZulu akithi sibambisane nje. That's all. Where we can help ningasabi ukuza kuthina. Sesibadala. We are both 65 mindlozi. Sesibadala. So where we can be of assistance ningasabi ukuza kuthina, but so arrange a leadership so that njalo kube nama activities nama refresher courses because ibalulekile lonto. Don't say wa attend the course ye BLA 30 years ago on cross examination and you have never been in a court and you cross examined yourself. Leyo knowledge oyifunde 6, 7, 12 years ago ayisebenzi. Woza nje la kule platform, create the platform and then kancane kodwa makuvela nama chances mhlambe ivela kwi government noma iparty ya litigator noma yini sithi hayibo nanga abameli bethu esibaziyo kwi African Legal Association. Ngiyabonga kakhulu ngokuthi nilalele mase sibonana ke ku TV senothi nje oh your honor mase sile ma Africa nina ngiyanicela ngoba nina ni base enhle. Don't fall into the trap of being counted as one of those just clever blacks. Ngicasuke kabe mina ku TV ngoba thina esikhuluma ngomhlaba we get ridiculed. Khona omunye umuntu angizumbiza uyise wayilento waye kwi government. He's called a political umfowabo waye kwi government. He's called a political commentator. Ngeke ngamuzwa ngelinye ilanga ethi labantu abakhuluma ngomhlaba what are they going to do ngomhlaba? Because most black people live in urban areas today. Umfowabo kaThabo. Yes. Usho lonto kuyilento ku social media. Now uma ungabelieve emhlabeni, siyeke thina. Siyeke siyayazi into esifunayo wethu umhlaba. Bayakhohlwa ukuthi ukuyohlala ko Soweto nokuyohlala ko Westfield nako wonke lama suburbs is the consequence of colonization and land dispossession. Sizotsanga ukuthi uhlala eSoweto uhlala endaweni ethile umhlaba uyawunida awunayo nje inkukhu le udlula mthuthi instead of ube nenkukhu yakho nje egcekeni uchama egcekeni nje uma uyindoda mchunu uchama endleleni lo uchama phandle uthi sawotshora hayi uthi uyochama ugijima uye toilet ushaye laphandle umchama ukubhekeleni sinjalo thina madoda ngiyabonga amaAfrika kakhulu.